Welcome back, dear recruiters, to another new video. In this video, you are going to understand why we have less submissions day and zero submissions day and how we can avoid it, and what will you do when you have a tough requirement and if you got to build a proper string and if you have to screen a candidate properly. So those are the issues that generally we as a recruiter face. Now how we will come out of it, right? So it feels pretty bad when we go home with zero submissions, and if we have a requirement and we have no idea what exactly the client is looking for, and sometimes we don't want to depend on the manager and lead so that each and every time they feed us with some information, still we do not understand what exactly we have to do, right? I know because I have been through that sort of situation in the past. So now I would like to share the strategic way of understanding a requirement, that how you will be focusing on a requirement as soon as you get it and what you should be doing. So here are the three important points I'm going to share, and there are around 15 sub points I'm going to share about understanding requirement only, because I have dissected it so deeply. That is the reason I'm so confident on how you also can do it. So only the confidence level comes in with a clarity. The better the clarity you have, the more confident you will be. Simple as that. There is no other logic. All right. So as a recruiter, if you want to perform the best to your optimum potentiality, then definitely you need to have a full clarity of what you are doing. And our day-to-day work starts from requirement understanding only, right? Because it ends with a submission. So before it should end with a submission, first we need to know what we should do when we start the day. All right. Now, what are the three primary things that you should be knowing about first? So here, why you should understand a requirement, that is the first thing. How you should understand it, and what to do after you understand the requirement. All right. Now here you might think this is a very simple thing, and why I'm elaborating? Yes, at the end you will know that whether it was worth its time or not. Because as a recruiter, if you're starting your career, if you do not understand this part, you will never be able to submit candidates confidently. Now if you are a senior person or you are a leader, now if you do not have a full clarity of about understanding it, and why you should understand, how you should understand, what to do, then how you are going to explain to the people who are working under you. All right. Now that is the reason I wanted to explain as simple as I can so that everybody can understand easily. So let's start and understand what are the sub points, meaning why you should understand it. Okay. So I thought I will make it a point so that it's easier for everybody to understand rather than I keep on explaining like this. All right, people. So here, when you understand it, it will help you to identify whom to look for. That is the first benefit of you understanding the requirement. Identify, you can able to identify whether from your sourcing or from your database or from your vendors, whomever it is, you could able to identify who exactly you need. Then you will have more confidence on call. Why? Because you have already understood what your clients need. That is the reason you will have all the answers for your candidate when they ask you. You could able to screen candidates properly. So that is very much important. So rather than you make a call more interrogative, meaning it's like interrogation call, you asking the question and candidate is answering, and you will not able just to go make your call so fast as like a checklist call. You will not have that sort of issue when you understand a requirement very clearly. Okay. And you could able to present properly. Presentation means that is what very much important, because if you would not understand it properly, then how you are going to serve it? If you understand it properly, you could able to serve it better to your manager or to the client as well. Now, why you should understand it? You will be able to ask more in-depth questions, meaning rather than just asking about how many years experience do you have on these particular skills, you could go deep in asking that why it was useful and what was the purpose of being using it, If it is a management role, then you could go in deep checking in that what sort of problems they solve, so that you could be able to match your client's requirement with what they have done. All right, so that is the reason it is very important for you to know that why you should understand a requirement. And yes, for understanding it definitely takes quite a bit of time. Majority of the recruiters, they do not read the requirement from top to the bottom. Forget about reading it multiple times. There are very less recruiters who take time to read from top to bottom and understand it fully. Okay, if you are one of those recruiters who are doing this and following it, God bless, and you are good luck to you, because I'm talking about majority of the recruiter, because I was one of them. I was not reading requirements from top to the bottom. And when I was talking to candidates and I found out, oh my God, what is this? Client is asking for something like this. And when it goes to interview phase, they get rejected. And again, I have no idea why they got rejected. But if I could have understood the need properly while I was sourcing, I could have avoided that situation, right? So here, if you spend enough time understanding the need, then definitely you could able to ask in-depth questions, because you have already understood it. Now it's that matter that you just have to reframe it in a proper questioning manner. Now you will be able to match the profile with the need. It is very much important when we say screening, right? What is this exactly? It is just not about the client asking years of experience, what are the skills in the requirement, so that you do the control F and all the yellow color, blue color will be highlighted and you count it, how many are there, that's matching. No, it is about if the client is looking for a chef and they have mentioned that if they are looking for a proper person who can cook something. Now you definitely need someone with the profile that whatever they're looking for, that is in there. Or if that is not there, during the call, you could ask whether the person has done that or not. Now, if you do not understand here, how do you do when it comes to matching profiles with your requirement? Understood that? So it is very much important, people. Then what can happen if you understand it? You could able to write proper strings, and that is all the key. Got it? Once you understand the requirement properly, you could able to identify the keywords, and you will know which one needs to be used in the boolean, and you can use your boolean logic, boolean thinking in a proper manner that can pull proper profiles. Then how you should understand this? This is very much important. At first, every job comes with the scope. Now, scope meaning why they wanted to do it. That is very important. And nowadays, if you see, if there are short requirements are coming very often, at that point of time, checking with your management or the client is the only option that you have. All right, because if there is no scope written in there, it is only a job requirement with bunch of skills, then this thing won't work. All right. So I'm talking about if you have a scope in the job requirement, read it properly and understand it so that you will know the reason behind why this position is open. All right. Then technical skills and why it is needed. Now, if you understand it properly, if you check at the technical skills, what are the technical skills needed and why they needed it? Okay. For example, if they are looking for Java, is it really they're looking for to program something or to use it as a scripting or to configure something? Understood? So if you are looking for anything in depth, for example, they're looking for a Python. So Python could be for programming or for scripting. So you will understand why they need what they need when you look at the technical skills and the reason behind client is asking the technical skills. Now, if you understood that part, you are almost understood the requirement. Read the core duties, what the individual should be doing with the skills and what is that expected from this person. It is very much important. If you understand the core duties and deliverables, you understood the requirement. And apart from technical skills, is there anything else required? look for that in the requirement. What is that? First, you look for the scope of the project, then technical skills and why they need. Third is that what are the deliverables expected. Fourth is what is that apart from the technical skills the client is looking for. It could be some functional skills, some specific needs or domains or anything that could be, right? So if you look that, you will be able to understand the need properly. Then what you do after you understand it, very important. When you understood it by finding these informations, you got to write down your questions so that you could ask the questions to the candidate when you are on the call with the candidate. All right. And if you are senior enough, you can prepare the questions in your mind so that you get the proper answer. Then what will you do after you understand it? You will need to look what sort of people you might need to look for. You will know what sort of people will be doing the similar responsibility. This is very much important. For example, the client is looking for, let's say it's a testing role, and client is looking for someone who should do what? Create test plans. Now, if you are screening profiles and it is a 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or it's like a senior tester, if they have mentioned they have created test plans, then you know that test plan only been created by test leads or senior people only they create or write test plans. Now in that time you will know that okay, so I need to look for a very senior person according to the responsibility, that it is not a 4 to 5 years experience but more than that, because only a lead can write test plans. So the better you understand the need, the better you could able to evaluate the documents or profiles or the candidate, whatever it is. Okay, so you will know what sort of candidates will do the duties that client is looking for, irrespective of the title your client asks. All right, then you have to plan for the call properly, meaning you just after you understood the need, you built your boolean string, you put that in portal or in database, you source profile. Before you call, you got to have a plan in your mind that how you're going to execute the call, how you want the call to go, and how you screen strategically so that you will get all the information. All right, so this is very much important, because when you understood the role, you need to engage with the candidate, and that is what is going to get you more information from the candidate, and you could able to give in a better presentation manner your submission to your manager or to the client. That is very much important. That is one of my secrets of success, where I was used to present my candidates properly, and that is what I teach my students as well. And cross check in case of doubt. Now you tried all these things and still you have some doubt, meaning you understood it but you are not fully clear. What is that you are going to do? Tell me. You are going to ask, okay, I did not understand, and I understand the requirement. What is that I have to look for? Is that what you are going to send email to your manager or lead? No, right? So when you are at a questioning stage, okay, here is a tip I'm going to share that with you. Whenever you have a question, make sure that you go there with some solutions so that they choose it. Why? Because thinking is something people really don't want to do for others. If you do the thinking part for the manager or for the client, it is easier for them to take a decision. So here in this case, how you can think on their behalf, I'm going to teach you now. All right. Now here, first you have understood the requirement properly, and whatever the way you understood, write it down in a summary. All right. Then if you still have the doubt, all right, then you can send a small write-up to your manager or the client with your understanding for a verification or a validation before you start the work. Got it, people? Now here, let's say you got a requirement and you understood the way according to your way, but you're not sure about it. What is that you're going to do? Write down a small summary. Let's say your manager is John. You're going to write, hey John, I have gone through the requirement and I am little bit skeptical about what I have understood, so I need your help for me so that I can get a full clarification of it. So this is how I understood it. Now you write down your summary, whatever the way you understood, then send it across to them. If your manager has questions in there and your manager doesn't have answer, he can directly forward the email to the client and ask, did we understand the requirement properly? Now that is going to save a lot of your time when you are in that confusion mode. All right, so now let's go and understand. I'll show you how you could able to understand a job. Let me open the dice.com. Okay, very good. Now let me check. Okay, let's say mobile app developer, any requirement per se, but let's see how it comes. So here first about how you understand, right? Let's say it's a Android and iOS, they have mentioned it, so we'll go with this one. Why? So here if you see mobile app developer, we have no idea which mobile, which application they are doing, and to developing that, what is that is required properly. Okay, now here they have mentioned bunch of skills over here. Let's go down and understand it. If it is a small job, it is going to save our time, all right, on the call. Okay, it looks like a small requirement. All right, good. Now mobile app developer, so when you look for a requirement, make sure that you are going to ask this question to you. What question? What sort of mobiles, and which application, and what is the language being used for developing? All right, now here the company is looking for a motivated software engineer, mobile app developer, intermediate for hybrid. Okay, this is a hybrid position. Okay, 3 days on site, 2 days. Okay, intermediate meaning around 5 years, let's say. And yes, it's a C2H position. Now proficient in mobile app development as well as multiple design techniques. So this is the design techniques patterns this person needs to understand. Okay, working proficiency in mobile tool set to design, develop, test, deploy, maintain and improve software. This is what full life cycle. All right, this is what they're looking for, right? Full life cycle of app development. All right, now you will be able to open a notepad or whatever it is. Here in this case I opened a notepad for you so that you'll know how I'm doing it. So the first question that I have is okay, what is this mobile is all about, and what is the app, so on and so forth. Okay, so they are looking for a full life cycle and strong understanding of agile. So this is what the environment the person is going to work. Okay, environment is clear. Okay, where they are going to work. Okay, and ability to work in at least one of the common frameworks, whatever the frameworks they have. Okay, it's a development framework. Strong understanding of techniques such as continuous integration, continuous delivery, test driven development, cloud so there are so many things they asked about techniques. What is this? Let's get a clarity of it. Okay, so what are they telling you is, so here the client is working on multiple these things, CI/CD. Okay, so if you see that CI/CD, so it means it's a DevOps, it's agile and DevOps environment. Okay, so we are just trying to dissect it. And the framework, it could be another test driven development way of architecture or the development strategy. Cloud development, so there is a cloud involved, and application resiliency and security side as well. This is what we got the clarity on. All right, very good. Now let's understand proficiency in one or general purpose programming language. What is that purpose programming general language? So it could be, so because we have no clarity yet which mobile it is, mobile app, it could be iOS, Android or BlackBerry. What is that? We have no clarity yet, so we keep on reading this one, right? Because we cannot just guess it is a Java, it is a Swift or Objective-C. What is that? How would you guess it? Working proficiency in a person software engineer discipline and demonstrates understanding of overall software skills including business analysis, development, testing, deployment, maintenance, meaning that they want someone to involve in full life cycle once again. Now, software engineer for agile full stack development team working on a corporate challenge application. So they just made it in such a way that it's difficult to understand. Corporate challenge application, we do not know that. Let's see if they have some more information on that. All right, so full stack development team. So it is a front end and back end. They are developing a mobile application. They need someone for that. 5 years of experience. All right, so what is that they are looking for? 5 years person they are looking for. Chalo, theek hai, we understood it. Now, experience with all phases of life cycle, right? This is what we understood. Created one or more application available in App Store or Google Android. What does this mean? मतलब ये जो मोबाइल ऐप डेवलपर है जिसको हम देख रहे हैं, that person must have created one application and currently that is on running. Alright, so that person could able to validate, okay, this is what the application I have done it. Now you can open Apple Store or Google Store and this is where I have developed it. That is what the client is looking for. And agile development and following that Scrum policies. Okay, agile or Scrum methodology. ठीक है. And familiarity with how to optimize code for phones, testing with phones, challenges with phones. Okay, so code optimization they are looking for, how to test it and how to do any sort of situation if comes in for testing hone do ya fir deployment, whatever it is, they are looking for how they can customize that code for phones, testing and for any other challenges they have. Now, familiarity with several languages. This is what we were talking about, right? Objective-C, Swift or Java. What is that they are looking for? So any of these if they are asking, so you can go with this. So Objective-C, Swift, both are similar. So generally been used Objective-C, or you can use like Objective-C or Swift or Java. Java is a plus, then you can use and, or you can, if it is a plus, then you can just ignore this one. Okay, it is up to you. This is how it is mentioned, right? Now, experience with Git source code control. So if it is a DevOps environment, definitely the person knows Git. Okay, you can use Git here. And advanced communication skills with the ability to clarity application requirement via phone, email with business partners. So this person could able to communicate properly. So what did we understand over here? So we are looking for a mobile application developer with 5 years of experience who is working on agile Scrum development, and at the same time the TDD, the process, this test driven development, that could be one of the way of developing application, and that person will be working on DevOps environment. There is a cloud included. All right, so this is the language the person will be working. Now, what do you think? Isn't it easy for you to understand and talk to a candidate? Simple as that, right? Now, once you understand the requirement, it is easier for you to write strings, source profiles, talk to them more confidently and ask how did they do it. All right, I hope this video is helpful for you, and I wish you good luck and all the success to you people. I love you people. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye bye.